car be able to compete well, not only with the iconic Mitsubishi Evo, but with the likes of the Golf R and the BMW M135i?
Well, let's go and find out. Here we are at the heart of the Subaru. This iconic 2.5 litre 4-cylinder boxer engine packs an epic punch. It propels the car with 296 brake horsepower and flies past 60 at 5.2 seconds to meet 150 miles per hour.
The Impreza is also equipped with a 6-speed manual gearbox and directs its power to the 4 corners of the car via a programmable center differential. This, paired with the fact that it has a capacious amount of torque, means that the Subaru can follow in its ancestors' path, holding their heritage and blast through difficult rally terrain.
Despite this engine is quite old and only half a second faster than the original 2-litre turbo Impreza. The fuel economy is horrendous. You'll be returning 27 miles per gallon if you're lucky.
This car looks mean, not aggressive, but looks mean. With the hood scoop, which directly leads to the intercooler, black carbon, Zone Sport grills and splitter. This is why most boy racers and drivers buy these cars. They want a car that they can lug around shopping, go out with take their family out, their friends out, but they can go racing, they can go rallying without any major modifications needed. With the 50/50 symmetrical all-wheel drive.
As we move to the side of the hatchback, we locate the golden, iconic rims for Subaru. They sit poised, ready for attack. The wheel arches above the wheel swiftly guides the air downwards to create downforce, inducing traction and stability. At the rear, we find the rear spoiler. Not only is it flamboyant, but it's also fit for purpose. Down here, we locate the rear tail lights, which are LEDs, and they greet us with their exuberant design. Here we find the Halo and Scott exhaust system. It boosts the Boxer 4's engine noise. Now we get to the part 1. Most people will prefer this over the hatchback. It's due to the fact that whilst it's small, the boot maintains its size.
At the front of the Subaru, we're greeted by half leather, half Volks Alcantara Recaro bucket seats. They ooze comfort, but they hug you around every corner and every chicane, in the Asda car park or at Silverstone. Unfortunately, Subaru, I feel like they went on the cheap with hard plastics and fake metal everywhere, and these seats don't even come standard. There's this aftermarket ice system, which is one of the party pieces. The best part of the whole car, the whole interior of the car, is the knob. Not me, the knob that controls the chassis, the differential, and the power input. You have 3 modes. You have your standard comfort, and then you have your sport to your left and sport sharp to your right. That locks all 3 differentials for symmetrical 50/50 4-wheel drive. So you have as much control and as much response on loose gravel and even on the roads. Also, it improves the throttle response and the turbo output, which makes this car take off like a rocket.
In the rear, the car is suitable for adults, however only for short journeys, because as you can see here, I don't really have enough legroom, even though this seating position is set for someone who is under 6 foot. However, Headroom is really spacious and have a lot of room to sit up straight. The rear is quite similar to the front in the same way that it's quite dreary and boring, however you soon forget about all that when the driver puts their foot down.
The Subaru WRX STI feels quite outdated even when it was new back in 2009. This is easily noticeable when it comes to the engine and the design of the interior. It is clear that the world has moved on and left it behind, as Subaru's efforts to keep it up to pace with the competition have been inadequate. In this cutthroat marketplace where CO2 emissions are just as important as 0 to 60 times, and with cars like the M135i, the Impreza comes across not so much as a bad car, but one that was once good but has now simply and clearly expired. And yet we cannot bring ourselves to simply reject its presence and move on. Call us fanboys, but the Subaru still has something. You can't see it or touch it, but you can feel it every time you drive it, in the delivery of the power and the feel of its sharp, responsive handling. For all its faults, this car has character, and if that's what matters most to you in your hunt for a high-performance compact hatchback, then it is definitely worth your time. So, how does it compete against its class? Well, we give it 3 out of 5 for comfort, 4 out of 5 for safety, purely due to its grip and not so much due to its 4-star NCAT rating, 4 out of 5 for practicality, running costs 2 out of 5 due to its terrible fuel consumption and the 243 grams per kilometer of carbon dioxide that it will be spitting out, and finally, 4 out of 5 for performance. To be honest, the only reason we didn't give it 5 out of 5 for performance is that in this day and age, most people will be looking for a bit more than 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. Therefore, we give it an overall score of 6.8 out of 10. So, the good old question, Subaru Impreza WRX STI or the Mitsubishi Evo? Leave your answers in the comments. We would like to say a big thank you to MLR Dreams in Motion for letting us review their car. Their link will be in the description below. Also, thank you very much for watching and subscribe for more.